Hi, it's Corey Chambers in Los Angeles. Your home sold guaranteed or I'll buy it. Thanks for taking a minute to listen in. In a moment, I'll share with you some valuable information about this topic. Canceled escrow. How can home buyers and sellers prevent expensive mistakes? If you see any properties that are of interest to you, let us know. We will gladly send you a property information packet on any loft, condo, or house, or we will arrange for a private preview upon request. If you have a home you'd like to sell, then you should know that I will guarantee the sale of your present home at a price acceptable to you, or I'll buy it for cash. This guarantee will allow you to buy your next home without worrying about selling your present home. To find out how much you could sell your home for, call me at 213 880 9910 now. So we just had a canceled escrow very recently, so that is why we're going over this, because I'm a little bit of a slow learner sometimes, but there's a lot of things to learn. Agents, real estate realtors that have been doing real estate for 30 years, they're still learning new stuff all the time. So while I was familiar with canceled escrows, because I've had, out of the hundreds of people that we've helped, thousands of people, we've had, 3, 4, 5 people, buyers cancel after they got into escrow because they decided they didn't want it. Usually after already paying for an inspection and things like that a lot of times. And then what I just realized recently is that not one of them went on to buy another place after that. Several of them, I think more than half, went in and looked at other properties and went into escrow with other properties, and then they would cancel again 100% of the time. And so I checked with our team members that have been doing real estate for 20 to 30 years or more, and it's the same thing. Most of the buyers who cancel, most of them did not buy another property. Even if they went and looked at other properties and even put in offers and even went into escrow with other properties, they still usually canceled. So that's what this is for, because that's an expensive way for buyers to learn. When they get into escrow, they pay hundreds of dollars for inspections. And this recent fourplex buyer who canceled paid over $1,000 for inspections and stuff. So that's too expensive. But sometimes buyers need to do that and then buy a place 3 years or 6 years later or whatever. And if a buyer needs to do that, then the buyer should do that. It's whatever process that it takes. If it takes a process, an expensive process, then do that expensive process. More than 90% of escrows result in successful transactions. That's a pretty good chance of success, but it's expensive and frustrating for those who end up in the failing 10%. Los Angeles, me, Corey Chambers, what I've said about my home buyer clients is that I'm amazed and proud to realize that 100% of the buyers who have completed escrow with the help of our team, they've been happy and satisfied with their purchase that over the last 10 years. So sadly, the few buyers who've canceled escrows have had greatly reduced odds of a successful home purchase after that in the near future. So those statistics are stark, and because of the buyers who cancel, their odds of promptly moving on to a successful purchase drop dramatically. Over 80% failure rate in 6 months for those people after they cancel attempting to buy a home. So the good news is that there is a solution for every challenge. Here's an ad, by the way, for sellers to avoid mistakes. So if you're thinking about selling, then click on this and get your free report, 7 costly mistakes to avoid before selling your LA home. Or call this 800 number. I hope it works. I should check my number because things, online websites and phone numbers and all kinds of stuff disappear over time. Let's give it a call. Oops, let me try calling it another way. 1-800-791-4541. Let's see if that works. ID number 1000. That'll help us get the free report.
Calling the real estate information line.
It works.
Please enter the 4-digit ID number afterwards. Industry Studies reveal that there are 7 common and costly mistakes
Cool,
that
it
most
works.
homeowners make when selling their home.
All right. You always got to double, triple check and keep checking over time. Okay. So the LA Loft blog, we've done some extensive research studying those buyers who have canceled after interviews of the most successful agents and also the buyers on this topic. Below is presented a list of 3 steps to take to get the best results for buyers who've canceled escrow or are unsure of what to do. Number 1, the buyer should stop searching for a period of time. And then later on, the buyer should meet again with their agent for a brief buyer consultation to make significant changes in their home search criteria and expectations and firming up their wants and needs. Number 2, the buyer should look at smaller, cheaper, or more temporary residents, stepping stone residences, because buyers who want their home to be perfect, it's like, I'm not going to go through all this trouble, is what they're thinking. I'm not going to go through all this trouble of buying a place unless it's perfect. Well, I have news for you. That is that there is no perfect real estate. You can buy a $40 million house in Los Angeles, and I can give you a huge long list of things that are wrong with it, and any buyer could give the same list generally. Okay, so that's why there's residences are stepping stones. Once you own a home, it gets much easier to buy a bigger, better home. So buyers need to keep that in mind when they're buying a property, because renting, if you're paying rent, it's all being lost. You have zero chance of ever getting your rent money back. If you're living with your parents and saving money, then fine. You could live with your parents for another year or 2 or 3 or 4 years maybe. And you might see home prices drop before that, and you'll do fine. But if you're paying rent, you're going to be paying. If you're paying rent, and especially in downtown Los Angeles or West LA, you're going to have paid hundreds of thousands of dollars over that time, and the property is not going to drop hundreds of $1,000s in time for you to get a better deal. So it's better to buy the property and use it. If it's not perfect, it needs to be perfect as far as being livable and workable for you, your family, your life, and your career. But it does not need to be your dream home, because a home, any property in California especially, is a stepping stone to your dream home. That's it. So be 100% enrolled when you buy a property. Before you go into escrow, be 100% enrolled, which means a firm buying decision on a property before opening escrow. That's especially important if you have canceled on an escrow before. So based on what canceled buyers have reported to us, and also accounting for the changing property market, home buyers must adjust their thinking and their plans to conform to the limited realities of the real estate market. An excellent home, or a vital stepping stone to the ideal dream home, can be obtained when accomplished using a slightly enhanced philosophy. Buyers can improve their success dramatically by making a firm decision before going into escrow. That's right. You haven't had the inspection, but you're going to make a firm decision before you go into escrow and before the general home inspection. The inspection is recommended for valuable discovery and legal protections that you will have. That's right. You can make up your mind to buy the place, and then you could still change your mind, but don't. Because it's usually a mistake. Buyers, but you need to add everything up ahead of time and spend a little bit of extra time. Go there when you look at it. Go there again the next day. Go there in the evening, and go through, measure it, look for all the potential problems yourself. Okay, and then when you decide it's the right one, then you enroll yourself and make a decision then that you're going to buy that house. All right, in California, it's relatively easy for buyers to cancel, and it's more difficult for sellers to cancel escrow. Failure is expensive and frustrating for both. Buyers and sellers should double check to ensure that the buyer is already 100% enrolled in the purchase before escrow opens and before the inspection. So Here's another link, 11 home inspection traps to avoid. I think that one is for sellers. And then buyers to help save time, money, and stress in Los Angeles home purchase endeavors. Here's 6 mistakes to avoid in downtown Los Angeles. This is true basically nationwide. Get the free special report here. Just fill out this short online form. Get this free downtown Los Angeles downtown real estate report that will inform you about recent mortgage and loft loan changes and other things. It's called 6 Things You Must Know Before You Buy. All right? I can't keep calm. I just opened escrow. Okay, that's it. Thanks for taking a look. I hope that helps you to never cancel an escrow, never have an escrow canceled on you. And if you have canceled an escrow, those are steps to do to convert your dismal chances, your dismal future, into a bright future by following those steps. I'm Corey Chambers in Los Angeles. Your home sold guaranteed or I'll buy it. Thank you so much. You take care. Bye-bye.